Hi, this is Rajkumar. Today we are going to discuss the first part of this particular topic, structure and bonding in transition metal organometallic compounds and clusters. Let us discuss few common concepts. Hapticity. It is nothing but the number of atoms coordinated to the metal center in an uninterrupted and continuous fashion. It's indicated with symbol eta with a superscript. For example, these two are eta 2 mode. This one is a eta 3 mode. This one is a eta 4 mode. Whereas this one is a eta 5 mode. Bridging ligand. If more than one metal ion is coordinated by one single atom, then it's known as bridging ligand. It's indicated by the symbol mu with a subscript. For example, this one is a mu2 binding mode. 80 electron rule. Let us think what happens in case of main group elements. We know they obey octet rule. They can have maximum 8 electrons in their valence shell to attain the inert gas configuration. This is nothing but the maximum capacity of s and p orbitals. But transition metals also have d orbitals. 80 electron rule. A transition metal complex is thermodynamically stable if sum of metal valence electron and electron donated by all ligands is 18. Let us rationalize this rule. Let's consider first the molecular orbital diagram of octahedral complex. If we look at carefully, we can see there are 9 bonding and non-bonding orbitals that can accommodate total 18 electrons. Let's see what happens in tetrahedral complexes. Similar like earlier, here is also there are total 9 bonding and non-bonding orbitals that also can accommodate 80 electrons. Let's see in case of a square planar complex, now the magic number drops to 16 because if we look at the partial hemodiagram of square planar complexes, this particular dx square minus y square orbital is having very high energy. As a result, there are total 8 bonding and non-bonding orbitals are available that can accommodate total 16 electrons. Now we come to the electron counting methods. There are 2 electron counting methods available: neutral atom method and donor pair method. Neutral atom method. As the name suggests, all the atoms are assumed to be neutral or zero oxidation state. Then the number of electrons donated by each atom is calculated. Then the total electron is calculated simply by adding the above numbers. The charge is adjusted at the end to calculate the total electron count. Now see the examples. Hydrogen. The neutral hydrogen atom has only one electron available. So as a result, it can donate one electron only. Alkyl groups. Though the central carbon atom is having 4 valence electron, out of that 3 is engaged. As a result, only one electron is available for bonding, so it gives 1 electron. Halide. Though there are total 7 valence electron, it needs only 1 electron to gain the inert gas configuration. As a result, it is going to donate only 1 electron. Carbonyl. You will see later that carbon monoxide contains a pair of electrons in its non-bonding orbital. So it becomes a 2 electron donor. Nitrosyl. Nitrous oxide is having 1 extra electron compared to carbon monoxide. So it's a 3 electron donor. Cyanide. The neutral cyanide is having 1 less electron compared to carbon monoxide. So it's a 1 electron donor. Demerits. The oxidation state of the metal ion cannot be calculated. Here the covalence is overcounted and charge is assumed to be by the central atom only. So it ignores the ligand charges that leads to loss of several important information about ligand structure and reactivity. Let us move to better method, donor pair method. Here all the ligands are considered to donate a pair of electrons. If they donate more, the electron count will be increased by a pair. So the ligands can be 2, 4, 6 electron donors, but they cannot be a 1, 3 or 5 electron donor. Accordingly, the charge of the ligand is calculated. Then by subtracting total charge by the ligand from the overall charge, the oxidation state of the metal ion is calculated. Then the total number of electrons donated by the metal is calculated. Finally, by adding the above numbers, the total electron count is determined. Let us see few examples. Hydrogen. Neutral hydrogen contains only one valence electron. So to be a 2 electron donor, we have to put a negative charge. Similar way, alkyl groups and halides, we have to put one negative charge to make them 2 electron donors. Carbonyl, as we have already seen, the neutral ligand itself is a 2 electron donor. So no charge adjustment is required. Nitrosyl, the neutral nitrosyl contains 3 electrons. So we need to put a positive charge to make sure it's a 2 electron donor. Similarly, cyanide, we need to put a negative charge to be a 2 electron donor. Now we see few important information from donor pair method. First, the geometry of the nitrosyl ligand. The nitrosyl ligand can have two different types of binding modes, linear and bent. Now, number of electrons available in neutral nitrosyl is 3. So, in case of linear mode, it should be a 2 electron donor like carbonyls. So, we need to put a positive charge. Whereas in bent mode, the nitrogen should have one lone pair of electrons which should not be bonded with the metal. As a result, number of available electrons in the neutral ligand becomes 1. So we need to put a negative charge to make it a 2 electron donor. So if you look at both linear and bent is a 2 electron donor. But the linear NO has a positive charge and bent NO is a negative charge. Now if you go in terms of neutral atom method, this linear NO becomes a 3 electron donor and bent NO becomes a 1 electron donor. Another important information, that is aromaticity of psychopentadienyl ligands. Now in neutral psychopentadienyl radical there are total 5 electrons. Now we need total 6 electrons to gain aromaticity as per Haeckel's rule. So we need to put a negative charge. So let us see list of few ligands and their electron count and charge as per neutral atom method and donor pair method. So these are the few ligands. Now let us see few examples. Ferrocene, according to neutral atom method, it's a 80 electron species. Exactly same electron count comes from the donor pair method also. But here the psychopentadienyls are now anion and iron is having +2 oxidation state. Exactly same electron count comes in this case also both from neutral atom method and donor pair method. This particular titanium complex shows 60 electrons from both neutral atom method as well as donor pair method. This manganese complex is a 80 electron species from both methods. Same thing happens here also. And this vanadium complex has all the ligands are neutral and overall charge is 0. So metal is having a 0 oxidation state. So the calculation from neutral atom method and donor pair method is exactly same. And the total electron count becomes 17. Now let us discuss few important problems. First one, determine the possible values of M and N for which this particular complex will obey 18 electron rule, assuming NO as linear and this M and N can be 0 or positive integers. Now let us determine the total electron count from both methods. Both method gives exactly same total electron count. Now equating this total electron count with 18, this is the equation. Now there are one equation and two variables. As a result, theoretically there should be infinite number of solutions. But by putting this particular restriction, the number of solutions becomes limited. Now if we see the defined values of n, for that only these two m values are acceptable because others gives either fractional or negative values. So the final solutions are m and n are like this 5, 0 or 2, 2. Next, assuming they obey 80 electron rule, determine the geometry of NO in these two complexes. Neutral atom method. First, according to neutral atom method, in first case, nitrosyl should be a 3 electron donor and in second case, nitrosyl should be 1 electron donor. that gives first case linear geometry and second case bench geometry. Now we come to Donald-Payer method. According to Donald-Payer method, if we calculate the charge of the NO, first case it is having a +1 charge, and in the second case it is having a -1 charge. This also gives us to exactly the same answer. In first case, the geometry of NO is linear, and in second case, the geometry of NO is bent. Now summary: both the methods gives exactly same electron count, but oxidation state can only be determined by Donald-Payer method. So suggestion: if you need to calculate only electron count, then go for neutral atom method because it's most simpler. But if you need to determine the oxidation state, the only way is to use Donald-Payer method because neutral atom method gives no idea about oxidation state. Finally, thank you very much for your kind attention.